I didn't plan to speak. Then I did. Yes, nothing like a little emotional masochism to spice up your weekend. She said I won't reach out, then RSVP'd to the Heartbreak Express. No +1, just baggage. I wasn't invited. Which, honestly, was fair. We hadn't spoken in 9 months. Not since the final phone call, the one where he said, "Please do not reach out again." And I hadn't. Until the wedding. I didn't mean to crash it. I was in town for work. Truly. A conference at the Marriott, 2 cities over. But someone tagged me in a photo, his sister, I think. And suddenly I was staring at a cake topper that looked like a knife in my gut. It was real. He was getting married. I thought I was okay. We had been together 4 years. He wanted kids. I wasn't ready. We split. Civilly, almost. Then he met her. It took them 9 months, from hello to will you marry me? I counted. 9 months. The venue was a barn-style hall. String lights, mason jars, DIY favors and craft paper bags. Her aesthetic, not his. But maybe he'd changed. Maybe they both had. I wore black. Cliché, I know. I slipped in during cocktail hour. Said I was with catering when someone asked. No one recognized me. Or pretended not to. Until the vows. He stood there, eyes glassy, voice shaking. She makes me better, he said. She teaches me joy. She shows me love is not hard. Love is safe. And that did it. That word, safe. I do not remember walking up. I remember the silence. I remember the planner's face. Horror baked under a frozen smile. And I remember my own voice. You told me I made you brave. The bride flinched. He turned. What are you doing? Leaving, I said. I didn't stay. Didn't wait for security. I walked out before he finished his vows. Before she said, I do. Before I could say anything else, I had regret. 3 days later, I got a voicemail. From him. He didn't yell. He just said, You looked sad. I hope you're okay. That was worse. We haven't spoken since. A mutual friend said they went on their honeymoon. Posted photos. They look happy. Of course they do. I do not regret going. But I regret still loving him when I did. Woo. Okay. Let's light a candle, grab a weighted blanket, and unpack this absolute emotional Super Bowl. So our narrator wasn't invited, which, valid. There was a final call, the whole please do not contact me bit, but then she sees a wedding photo, has a main character spiral, and next thing you know, she's in a barn-themed venue, dressed like grief personified, telling people she's with catering. Girl, and look, I get it, I do. Your ex moves on in 9 months with a relationship speed run, and suddenly you're sitting in a Marriott conference center, wondering how mason jars became your villain origin story. But baby, crashing the vows? That's not closure. That's chaos with a dress code. And the word that breaks her? Safe. Oof, that hit harder than a midsummer breakup playlist. Because you know she wasn't safe. She was the fire, the risk, the leap he took when he wanted to be brave. And now he wants bubble wrap and affirmations. Then she delivers the heartbreak line of the year. You told me I made you brave. Oh, that's not just a sentence. That's a knife wrapped in poetry. And let's not skip the voicemail. You looked sad. I hope you're okay, sir. That is emotional napalm disguised as kindness. That is worse than yelling. That is residual affection with no home. That is the text you read 10 times, then delete. She doesn't regret going. She regrets still loving him when she did. And that's the kind of ache that doesn't make noise. It just sits there. Sometimes closure doesn't knock. Sometimes it breaks into a barn, whispers a heartbreak line, and leaves before dessert. If you have ever flirted with emotional self-destruction in formal wear, hit that like button and drop your most cinematic heartbreak move in the comments. And remember, you can't rewrite the vows, but you can block the venue on Instagram. Catch you at the next romantic disaster.